I'm laughing at that, Mr. Blaine, because your mom would ask you, did you try your best? In our culture, I don't think it would be, did you try your best? Did you try? No, it wouldn't be that. It would be like, so what exactly is going on with you? You know, I mean, the teacher said you were in the class, you were being taught just like everybody else. Why can't you get it? What is the problem? What do I have to do to, it's not about you and trying to help you. It's about just blaming you for not getting this thing. That's how it was. That's how it was.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm glad now we know better, and we try things differently. Yes, but that was the harsh reality.
No, I think I like my brother's approach to it. Like what he does with his kids is he asks them, like if they fail a test or something, he's not going to get mad at them and you're in trouble or anything like that. He's going to ask them, how much time did you spend studying for it? How much time did you put into it? And, if they're like, well, I didn't even really study for it, then, well, that's why you failed it. You want to do better, put more time into it. And focus on the amount of time, not just did you do your best, because how do I measure that? Like, how can I even, as a parent, if I ask my child, did you do your best? Whether they say yes or no, there's no way for me to know if they did or not. They might just be saying yes to make me happy, right? Or because they think that's the answer I want. Well, but how much time did you put into it? Like, that's something that can be measured. Well, I studied for 30 minutes, or I didn't study at all, or I spent 3 hours studying.
But, okay, so if I were to use that approach, I'm saying with my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, she just spent about 20 minutes a day trying to do whatever. And I tell her, well, you know what? I think if you give it a little more time, if it is not something that she really wants to put the effort into, she can just sit in front of a book for 20 more minutes.
Right.
I remember for her minimum standard exams, grade 2. That's my last daughter. She was quite capable, but she was very carefree. Oh, running all over the place, not really, and my goodness, you're a teacher's daughter, you have it up there, but for some reason you couldn't care less. Nothing is a big deal. I said, okay, now, Coconut Bay, Beach Resort and Spa.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the thing. So I told her, okay, you know what? I know you're capable.
Yeah.
I don't see you putting in the effort.
Yeah.
I know you want to go to Coconut Bay. So we're making a deal. If you get 90%, we're spending a day at Coconut Bay.
Yeah.
If you get more than 95%, we're actually spending the night. We're sleeping. Okay. But honestly, Mr. Blaine, in my head, I said, you know what? We will spend the day. I don't think we'll go to spending the night. The 95, I don't think she will put all of that.
Right.
Lo and behold, on the day of results, she got 98.
Oh,
so, she got 98. So there I am thinking, oh yes, you got 98, and oh my goodness, I have to get money for a night,
Yeah.
So had I told her, just put in some more time and whatever, I'm not sure that she would have really pushed for it.
Yeah.
But when I brought up Coconut Bay,
yeah.
Now, granted, we're not going to do that all of the time.
Right.
But the thing is, I knew she had it in her. She was not a struggler.
Yeah.
But she was just carefree.
Well, and there you're talking about MSTs, which, MSTs are only in second grade. So it's not like some random math test. It was one of the main tests.
Yes, the National Standardized Test, yes.
Yeah.
So I guess using the right approach. And now I said this to say, had I just given her the alternative to just add a little more time to her studying, I don't think it would work for her.
Well, and that's the idea.
I don't think it would work for her.
Like, definitely it works to have those bribes, essentially. And we'll do that sometimes. The bribe works, like, in a case like Coconut Bay, that's like a major thing. Like, the equivalent in America would be, I'll take you to Disneyland, essentially, right? And so that's definitely going to get a kid excited to go to Disneyland. But then that's also something that, one, I can only do occasionally because it's expensive. And two, it's that external reward. So once the reward's been earned, then my motivation for school goes away again because I no longer have an external motivator. or you have to continue to sort of keep up with those. Now, the timing alone, obviously, like there's more that my brother does. He makes sure his kids are in a sport so they get sort of that culture of being competitive and wanting things. And it's the idea of trying to instill that, well, as we were talking earlier, that intrinsic motivation. We were talking about how important it is for teachers to want to learn it, right? Like if you want to pick up and there's a new program that's making a difference and you really want to be a part of that program, you're going to take the time to learn it, you're going to put in the effort, you're going to go out of your way. If your admin comes and says you have to do this program and it's not something you really want, you'll do the bare minimum, but I mean, you're really not going to get that into it. And so how do we build that sort of in our children, that idea of being self-directed learners and building that internal motivation?
Well, I mean, I must say that with the Coconut Bay example, I had to do my bit of work after because I wouldn't leave it at that. I mean, I'm not going to promise you lavish stuff every single time simply because, no, I mean, I cannot do that. So I made her understand that this is not something that I'm going to reward you simply because you did very well. I just wanted to help you see that you had it in you. You had it in you, and it was not too far. You know, yes, 95, it was not unreachable. You know, you had it in you. I'm not going to take you to Disneyland and this and that and the other every single time. You know, but you have it there, so you can do it. I mean, I helped her understand. I didn't keep promising stuff like that, no.
Well, and that's it. You set that anchor where she sees that 98%. Now she knows she's capable. So her self-story is, I'm capable. And then you do things after that to try and build that desire, right? Because if your child really doesn't care about their grades or how they do in school, no matter how capable they are, they're not going to put in the effort because they don't care. So we have to do things to get the children to really care about school, to want to get those grades for whatever we can kind of anchor that to.
Yes, that's what it was. I just needed to show her that you have it in you. So don't just waste it away, you know, like you just don't care and so on.
And so then today, do you find that she's still in school, right? Your youngest, right?
She is.
Yeah. And so do you find that now she cares about the tests that are coming up? School matters to her. If she gets a bad grade, it affects her.
Oh yes, terribly. If she gets a bad grade, she will be the one to tell me. It's like she studied so hard and she's still. So maybe she really needs to, you know, do X, Y, or Z. Because I really tried my best throughout to get her to realize that it's all her. You know, I mean, I'm just a little encouragement on the side. But I may talk and do whatever. If she does not really want it and put the effort, it's not going to happen. So I thank God that, you know, it worked on her and she is intrinsically motivated. She does her stuff. She will ask for help. She will, you know, try to find ways just so that she can remain excelling.
No, and I think that's it. I think that's sort of the goal, is to get our children to that point where they care about school, where we don't have to get after them. We don't have to tell them, you know, I'll take you here, or I'll give you this if you get an A. But they want the A. The B hurts them. You know, it's funny, when I was like growing up, you'd sometimes, like, that trope would exist in cartoons and whatnot from time to time, where you'd have that straight A, you know, academically inclined student, and when they'd get a B, they would just break down in tears because how dare I get a B? And myself, being a student that's like lucky if I can pull a C, I always thought, like, how can you be upset with a B? Like, a B is a good score. What do you mean you're upset?
When I first saw my daughter, you know, like really feel down and whatever for a grade, I had to tell her that it happens sometimes because I did not want her to be too hard on herself. You know, it's like you slide and it's the end of the world, you're ready to die. I didn't want her to be that way. So I had to tell her, you know what, I mean, yes, you want more, you know, but it happens sometimes. You just take it from there and try to work on it. I don't want you all depressed and you're in a room, you're ready to die. you're just what 12, 13, 14 years old. You know, there's so much more ahead of you. It's not the end of the world. Just keep trying.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want you to go into a depression over a
Right.
B or C.
Right.
You know, so many people have gotten D's, C's, E's, and excelled.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you get comfortable with it,
Right.
you know, but it's not the end of the world.